Alright, hey guys, what's going on? Back once again. So I'm gonna be talking about the Asia Wilson, about the WNBA news, to recap the Sparks and the Seattle Storm game, the LA Sparks and Seattle Storm game. I'll talk about the Dream and the Mercury and more WNBA news. But the first start news was, of course, Asia Wilson, as you've seen in the thumbnail of the video. She basically broke becoming the first WNBA player with a 30-20 double-double. She broke absolute surmountable records. So there was only one way Vegas coach Becky Hammond could describe the reigning WNBA MVP Asia Wilson, becoming the first player in the league history to register a 30-20 double-double. And she could probably have one of these in the past. Hammond added, "I never let her really go to the offensive glass this year. We've been emphasizing that more." Wilson finished with 32 points, 13 of 25 shooting to go along with her second career 20 rebound night, leading the Aces to a 94 to 86 victory over the Connecticut Sun last night. This was her 14th double-double of the season. It was Hughes said Wilson, who registered a career 30-point game and 6 this season. I didn't even know as many greats as we have in the league, and it's kind of a shocker now that it's happening. It's a blessing. I love what I do, and I love what I do. I love it so much. So anytime I can come out and just play basketball, and I love it, and then the team, and we're all getting involved, I'm happy with that. Teammate Jackie Young said Wilson never ceases to amaze. Wilson, who this season became the fastest and the second youngest player to score 5,000 career points, wrecking her 30-point games since entering the league in 2018. It's pretty cool to have my name in the record books when it comes to that, said Wilson, who turned 29 on Friday. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of following up, so yeah, it's pretty cool to kind of be the first one. Yeah, man, this is a really good stat for Asia Wilson to really be on a 30-20 double-double and 30th career game in her career to average a double-double. This is really a accomplishing feat for her. I'm glad that her teammates like Young and Jewel Lloyd and everybody is celebrating with her to really come through, to really see that she's pretty much achieving this at a young start of her career at the only age of 29. She's really achieving these kind of goals, man. It really just goes to show you that the league is really center focused and hell bent on her, trying to really push her to pretty much the promise, rose to promise. I mean, already winning the WNBA championship a couple years ago and was the Finals MVP in that. She kind of just really shows that she's pretty much just a rising, and pretty much her stardom is pretty much just gotten all over and into. She's coming pretty much into her own, and I'm so happy to see her achieving this accomplishment and having this sort of way and just dominating the game at her position at the 4 and really just opposing her will and really just attacking the rim and attacking the basket. I'm really glad that they advised her to do more of that this season, because I was wondering from the last few years, even when they won, I was like, why she's not attacking the basket? Why she's not really attacking the basket? So yeah, this is a really good and accomplishing feat for her. All right, let's go to some more. All right, so of course the Indiana Fever have been having problems with their injury to their point guards, so they end up signing guard Otis Sims. Get that off the screen. So Odyssey Sims, that they signed recently to a hardship contract. The team announced on Tuesday, of course, after the injuries that I talked about the other day to Sydney Colson and Ari McDonald. Sims averaged 11.2 points per game, 3.8 points per game, assists per game, 3.8 assists, and 2.5 rebounds per game across her 11-year WNBA career, making appearances with the Tulsa Shock, Dallas Wings from 2016, 2023, and 2024, LA Sparks, Minnesota Lynx, Atlanta Dream, and Connecticut Sun. And during the 2019 season with the Lynx, she was named to her first WNBA All-Star team and WNBA second team. And she spent the first part of her 2025 season with the Sparks, where she averaged 9.8 points per game and 3.5 assists per game in 11 games started. And as a collegiate athlete, Sims played at Baylor University, where she was a part of the 2012 NCAA National Championship team, earning the Big 12 Player of the Year, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, and honors in 2014. Sims was drafted number 2 overall in the 2014 WNBA draft, so she will wear number 1 for the Fever. Great signing by the Fever because they needed a point guard at this point. They needed guard play because it was already losing Colson and McDonald. They really need something right now because Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boss, and Natasha Howard are pretty much doing their thing. And without Caitlin Clark, who knows what's time for her return to come. So it's a good signing right now because they needed something to really add to that arsenal because they are losing as much as they possibly can. And yeah, they need something to really add to their repertoire because they were already going through a lot when it comes to injuries. So they needed something to really just have their own wing forward, man. So I really like the signing. I think it's really good for them. They're gonna really add. This gonna really add a lot of depth. She's already a showstopper, being winning at the time winning Big 12 in Big 12 honors for Offensive Player and Defensive Player of the Year. She has experience with a lot of teams from the Sparks, from the LA Sparks, the Vegas Aces, the Connecticut Sun, the Tulsa Shock, and the Dallas Wings, and also a little bit of her time with the Lynx in 2019, 2020. So she has all the experience that she can deliver with the Fever. I think that's good for her. You know, don't want to be like the star women's players that was there. Then, pretty much the city in Indiana could really kind of change you. But overall, I think this is a good signing for them. They needed somebody. They needed guard play right now at this point because they don't know what the timetable for Clark is for her to return, and with that right groin injury that she re-aggravated. So we don't know what the timetable is for her to return because they've been kind of not been telling us at all what's going on, what really is going on. But I think it's more or less to do with a mentally, not mentally kind of being fragmentized and really cared about being out there socially rather than really being there to try to help the team out when they're going through struggles. But yeah, really good signing for Odyssey Sims. I really like that for them. So it's gonna be something for them to really just hold on to, really look at down the road. And yeah, this is gonna be a quick video, guys. It's not gonna be too long. Um, I'll just talk about and recap a couple games, mainly the Atlanta Dream and the Phoenix Mercury. The Dream was absolutely on point. They were just doing it throughout. They won by the score 74-66. They pretty much controlled the entire pace of the game. The Mercury tried to make a little bit of run in the third quarter, but it just wasn't enough at all, man. The Mercury just did not have it. Alyssa Thomas was one of the only few that was in consistently in double figures. Everybody else didn't even make, besides DeWanna Bonner, of course, being in the league for a while, her veteran presence. She was the other person that was in double figures. But the Atlanta Dream was just pretty much all over. I mean, all 5 players, well, were in double figures. All 4 players, 4 starters was in double figures. And they had a lot of good contributions. Brianna Jones, Jordan Kanata, Alicia Gray really did her thing, man. Everybody pretty much did their thing for Atlanta. They was just on point throughout the entirety and the duration. They were just pretty much on point throughout the duration of the game. Hold on, let me pause this real quick. Don't want to get anything. And you can just see, like, Atlanta just had everything going for themselves. They pretty much was just they controlling the pace. Defensively, they were getting into their sets. They were really getting to their motions. They were really just trying to attack the rim. Alicia Gray was getting towards the basket. Brianna Jones, her ability to stretch the floor, and Jordan Kanata ability to get to the 3-point line and getting outside perimeter shots was just enough for them to do it. And I really liked the way they was playing overall. They really just had it going from jump. Now, let's talk about the game last night that really was just on point. That was just incredible play basketball from both teams. I love what I saw last night from the Seattle, on the Storm and the LA Sparks. Seattle Storm and the LA Sparks. The Sparks won and by three, Darica Hamby's last second lay in, and plus the contact, got a 3-point play that just put the LA Sparks over the top. Now, granted, the Seattle Storm, they started off pretty good. They started off pretty high. Nneka Ogwumike was just hitting shots. Dominique Malanka was hitting shots. Skylar Diggins was just going crazy. They was hitting shots. They just didn't get enough contributions from their main centers. And also the star of the game was Brittany Sykes. Ever since that they just got newly acquired Brittany Sykes from the Washington Mystics from via trade, and they also sent Aaliyah Edwards to the Connecticut Sun for J.C. Sheldon, which I talked about. Ever since the Storm acquired Brittany Sykes, she has been adding a lot to their offensive repertoire, because a lot of times the Storm's offense can go stagnant. They can get in spots where they just we're not able to really keep up, and and at times they can be inconsistent. But with the addition of Brittany Sykes, she just absolutely was just dominant. The Sparks had no answers for her. She was able to attack the rim at will, get a little sweet fadeaway post jump shots, and able to get towards the basket with ease and laying it up and lay with a couple of with a few lay-ins at the basket. She was just dominant throughout, man. And I love her game. I love her play. And that was a really good addition for the Storm. Now, granted, the Storm, like I said, have been struggling. Past couple games of the game, been struggling. They kind of struggled a little bit against the Fever, and they struggled against the Aces. They kind of been just up and down. But really, I just think defensively, they've been having a lot of trouble rebounding. Rebounding has really been their main problem. And I don't know if they can solve it and get that fixed. But then for the LA Sparks, let's talk about them. The story of the game was Azura Stevens, Darica Hamby, and Kelsey Plum. They were just dominant every which way possible. They were just completely to wherever spots they want to. And also, let me talk about Cameron Brink as well. Her ability to stretch the floor at the 3-point line at the top, and then also getting to the top of the key. She was able to get to her shots and knock down like 3 out of 5 3-pointers. Man, she was just on fire. Kelsey Plum, her ability to get to the basket at will was just something that the Storm couldn't handle. And Darica Hamby, her ability to get to the lane, get to the basket, get to the line, it was just a really good game back and forth, where you can instantly tell when the Storm had a little bit of a 4-point lead, was thinking it was going to break, and a 7-point lead late in the fourth quarter, you would think they was going to break even and just close the game out. But no, the Sparks just continue to fight, and continue to give it all they got. And I really thought that they just absolutely had it on point, man. And I really thought that they just brung it. They just brung the house down. They just brung it, and then got the crowd going and got them in motion. So I really do like the way they was playing. They really gave it all they got. So yeah, man, a really solid showing from both teams. I really enjoyed this one. This is probably one of the better games I've seen so far this year. Absolutely incredible play. Darica Hamby, she and I think a few other, young second-year players for the women's, it's definitely been on the rising, man. Oh, and Rakia Jackson. I forgot to mention Rakia Jackson. Even though she didn't have the dominant scoring game, but her presence, her ability and Brink and their ability to alter shots kind of gave the Storm a bit of problems, especially for Gabby Williams, especially for the young Storm star. Let me check. For Erica Wheeler and Dominique Malanga, like they gave them a lot of problems for them, and I think that's what really pushed them over the top, man. So yeah, that's just my overall thoughts about this one, man. Really good win for the Sparks. they're really kind of trying to make a push to get into the playoffs, man. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard in, and it's gonna be hard for them to get in. But I think they can make a push. They continue on this winning streak. They'll probably may get in by the nose, but I think they'll have a shot. We'll see how that goes. And that is pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I am out. Peace.